What's up everybody, Zach here. I debated even making this video because I want this channel to be a place to help business owners and creatives with things like brand strategy, video, photo, design, and how to think about all those things and implement them. However, I decided to make this video anyway because as a creative, I got my start in the photography community, in the video community, and I consider myself a member of that community. And I shoot on Sony. Specifically, I shoot on the Sony A1, which is like a $6,500 camera, $7,000 camera. And the only reason I'm talking about this is because I'm seeing that no one's really talking about it. Very, very recently, some larger creators like Gerald Undone started calling this out. But a lot of the expensive cameras that people are buying from Sony, specifically in like the mirrorless line, think like the Sony A1, the Sony A9, the A7s3, the A7R4, those type of like hybrid cameras, they're not getting any firmware updates or further feature support from Sony after the fact, even though we as creatives have spent a lot of money acquiring those cameras. And this is kind of a rumor, and so this may not be fact. This is just something that I picked up online reading forums and watching videos. But my understanding is that all of the Sony cameras fall into three different categories. One category is like the hybrid line, like what I just described. The Sony A1, the A9, the A7S3, the A7R4, the A7 IV, that line of cameras is under one category. The next category is like the cinema line, like the FX3s, the FX4 style line that's completely intended for filmmaking. That's under its own line. And then you also have another line for the creative line. Think like the new Sony cameras like the ZV-1 that just came out with all of their feature sets and all of that. So my understanding is that there is a single executive over all three of these categories of product, the hybrid, the film, and the creative lines. And that executive reports to another department within Sony. I think it's like Imaging Solutions or something like that. And Imaging Solutions has given certain target goals to this executive that's overseeing these three lines of product. And of course, they have high goals, high targets for the creative and the film line of cameras. And I'm sure that you've seen these two lines of cameras have just been being pushed so hard over the past year or so. Well, because of these high goals, word on the street is that the executive overseeing these three product lines has made the call to not allow any firmware updates or further feature support for their hybrid line of cameras, like the Sony A1 that I'm shooting on right now. So you can see how screwed up it is that someone like me or any other creative in the area that is dropping just large amounts of money on these camera bodies, in my case it was about $7,000, we can drop this amount of money and then not get any further support because executives at Sony want us to buy the less expensive options from like the creator line or from the film line, when we've already made the decision to go completely high end so that we can, do the best of both worlds. And so I only wanted to make this video to further the conversation around this subject, and I'm not even sure if what I said is even true. It's kind of more like a rumor going around the internet right now, but a lot of creatives are just starting to notice we're not getting further support after spending all of the money that we do on these products. and we're just kind of scratching our heads wondering why. And now we kind of, with this rumor, it might make a little bit more sense. Now again, I'm not starting this rumor, I'm just talking about what I read and what I saw. And I think it's very, very important that if you're a creator, you shoot on Sony, that you as a customer use your voice and your wallet to let Sony know that we think it's ridiculous that they're not further supporting the products that we've spent so much money on. I don't think any firmware updates have come out for the Sony A1 since I've purchased it. And that's been over 2 years. And I know like the A7s3 owners, the A7R4 owners, actually I'm not sure on that, but I know a lot of people are in the same boat that I am, and we just want, you know, additional support from Sony. And I don't think that's too much to ask after spending, you know, $7,000 on their product. Mind you, I've made a lot of money after spending that $7,000, but that's besides the point. Additional feature support would be amazing. And yeah, that's all I really want to say is I want to get the conversation more moving. I want to echo the conversation that's already taken place. I'm thankful large creators like Gerald Undone have brought this to our attention, or are further drawing eyes and ears to this conversation along with some other creators. And I'm thankful for that. And so even though I'm a small creator, I literally just started being active on this YouTube channel. I've been shooting for a really long time, and I really rely on the products that I buy. And it would be nice to know that, you know, I can spend $7,000 on this camera and I'm going to get feature support and firmware updates along the way as Sony improves how things work, how they function, as they release new features. It would be nice after spending this amount of money on a camera to be able to receive product updates. Like, I'm sure somewhere down the line, Sony's going to release the A1 II, and no one's going to buy it because no one's going to want to spend that amount of money on a camera to get like a few new features that the A1 doesn't have, just so that Sony can drop support a few months later and then make you wait to buy the next camera body. That just doesn't make sense for camera bodies at this price point. But yeah, I would love to know your thoughts. If you're a Sony shooter, I would love to know your thoughts. And even if you're shooting at a different brand, I don't know if you're experiencing the same things. But Sony, if you're watching this, which is very unlikely, please support your products, especially the expensive ones, so that your customers are encouraged to buy more of them. But yeah, thanks for sticking around for this rant. I'll catch you in the next video for something related to brand strategy, video, or photo, or design. Have a great day.